Welcome to Section 3 of Bash Camp. We have to kick off each section with our hashtag, I'm a Bash Camper. I am, I can, I will, I do. This training series is all about you. Helping you to become a better and more confident consultant is our goal. We also want to see you host your first Blend Bash or help you to learn more where it becomes part of your regular business plan. We are now in the sales process stage of providing solutions and asking for the booking. This is a critical stage in the process to help you build a successful party plan business. Section 3 focuses on compelling reasons you may want to add Blend Bash to your business plan and compelling reasons why a host would want to book one. So let's get going with our content for this section. There's a lot to cover, so sit back and be ready to absorb. With hundreds of responses, here is all Bash Camp surveys, what they have shown, which really just affirms what earlier surveys told us and one of the reasons that Blend Bash was born. Besides loving the products and having a chance to earn them for free, the chance to get together with friends socially rates the next highest. The survey results also indicated that 23.3% have hosted DIY type parties and rated the fun factor and being able to take home product the highest. You may notice that the other category rated the next highest, and that was responses from customers that have never hosted a DIY type party yet. Blend Bash responds to all that your surveyed customers are looking for and more. Be sure you're showcasing the short and sweet presentation and the fun guests are having with being up out of their chairs, enjoying blending while sharing their life stories with friends. We know stories attract and they sell. So be sure those are highlights when you're promoting booking a Blend Bash on your VIP pages or in your social media circles. Remember to take pictures at your parties, especially at the end with the fun-themed Blend Bash signs. Most DIY parties have a pre-purchase requirement. So why would a host decide to have a party that requires that upfront work? Because of results, plain and simple. If someone is going to commit to booking, help them to get the best results possible. So when we first look at the results of pre-selling Bash Boxes, the number one thing is that it increases attendance. And we can prove that with numbers over and over. With higher attendance, that just means higher party sales and more rewards for that host. More $500 parties, which means heroes, benefits, and some people just want to make a difference, and having a Blend Bash can help them do that for someone else in need. Mingle and shop, which of course is a party of choice, which this does. The Bash Box introduces their friends to Pink Zebra before they ever arrive at the party, and when they show up with that adorable box and are able to take product home with them that night, it's a win. And there's no need for a consultant to arrive at a host home an hour before setup because we know how fast and easy Blend Bash is set up. And last but not least, it's fun. And that's certainly what people are having a party for, is to have some fun with friends. So your job is to sell the host on why this works. Don't be shy about it. It's why you're learning here so you can instruct your host with confidence on how to have the best party ever. By asking these simple questions shown here, your host is going to see the value in pre-selling boxes for all the reasons we just talked about. When we talked last week about knowing your product, this part of your business is just as important. Know the value you hold with free products that you give your host for free through your company's host reward program, which is certainly enhanced when they follow your recommendations. No host wants to be embarrassed when friends don't show up. And if you can reduce that risk, I believe your hosts are going to do as you suggest. We know it makes for a better experience for you as a consultant as well when you have 10 guests that you can now develop a relationship with. It's what allows your business to grow as you have more customers to service, book parties with, have on your team, and certainly get referrals from when you do your job well. Getting every party to 10 is your greatest benefit from holding Blend Bashes. So let's talk about the Blend Bash process. Your Blend Bash has a retail value in the U.S. of $260 and in Canada of $325. When you place your order for the Blend Bash, which should be done when you book the party, you do not pay for it yet. You have up to 7 days before the original party date to pre-sell the Bash Boxes. When the balance is due on the billing date, which is 7 days before your party, you are only going to be charged for the balance of how many bash boxes you did not pre-sell. You will now, however, receive packages of 3 blending bags each for each of the 10 of unsold bash boxes. So if you pre-sell 7 and there's 3 that have not been pre-sold, you're going to receive 3 packages of 3 blending bags each in your Blend Bash when it ships. You'll no longer be able to order the additional bash boxes that didn't sell. We'll take care of supplying 3 bags for each one without you doing anything. The value in that really comes at the party. You want the guests that did pre-buy a bash box to have a different experience than those that did not. Now, anyone that did not only gets the 3 blending bags for $27, but they don't receive any of the samples and the Go card, and of course, that adorable cool box. So remember, the bash box carries no fee. It is only a tool to reduce your out-of-pocket expense on the Blend Bash and to get 10 guests at the party. So we know guests are being introduced to PZ with the samples, the Go card, and the product card, as we mentioned earlier. We know it's a much better buy because they're getting for $28 in free shipping the samples and the Go card and their blending bags. And if they do decide to take advantage of the Simmer Pot, which is offered only to those guests that pre-purchased the bash box at an $8 savings, everything that they're ordering, bash box and Simmer Pot and anything else they may want to order is going to be free shipping, of course, in the U.S. only. The bash box is what changed the game for all of you, as it serves as a means for you to have no upfront cost when doing a Blend Bash party when you engage your hosts and sell them on the idea of pre-selling bash boxes. By pre-selling all 10, you have covered the cost of the Blend Bash, you've already earned commission, the party minimum has been established, and you haven't even started. Did you ever have parties that were less than $250 before? I'm sure you did. Well, not anymore. And the chance for more sales is there for you to upsell at the party with all the other great products we offer. This Blend Bash timeline, which has been updated, may help you understand the process more clearly. It is available in your back office under Blend Bash and will be listed on the main page of this section for you to save and or print. So what if the host sells all 10 and still has a few more guests that are interested in coming to the party? Do not sell over 10 over 10 bash boxes per Blend Bash. Why? Because again, the bash box carries no SV, so if you sell more of them, you're not earning SV. So that means you're not earning commission. So that's one of the keys to this party, that she has a limited number of spots to be guaranteed the chance to blend their sprinkles that night. Any additional guests will watch the action and place their orders like before, that they'll just have to wait on their product like in a traditional party. Your hope is, as other guests see the fun, that they will want to book their own Blend Bash and see the value in pre-purchasing the bash box. You want guests to see that those that bought the bash box in advance had the bonus of blending that night, plus, of course, the samples and the Go card. Your host needs to understand that point so he or she can use it to their advantage when offering it to their guests. There are only 10 spots available, and I know you're going to want to receive this fabulous box with all its extras and be in on the fun of blending and taking home your fragrances from the party. So a pre-selling tip, some consultants are offering an incentive to the first 6 guests that do pre-purchase. They'll get one of the DIY glimmer candles at the party. For hosts, you can offer the host package, which includes the simmering light, the warming and accent shade, if they sell all 10. That is totally up to you as a consultant, but use some of those extra products to reward that host. We know the advantage to the host, so how about for you? First of all, it's guaranteed a minimum party of $260 in the US and $325 in Canada. You have plenty of opportunity at this party to upsell additional sprinkles, Simmer Pots, Simmer Lights, accent shades, and more. Be sure to share why these warming products and shades can offer them many decorating options and chances to fragrance multiple areas in their homes. Use the Blend Bash Prep and party cards for ideas. With the average party being almost $200 higher than a traditional party, you, of course, are going to earn more. Any of you who have done Blend Bashes would attest to the quick setup time with the Blend Bash. 10 minutes and you're done. Every minute you don't spend at a host's home is a plus. Increasing your hourly rate potential is a great thing. Less time and greater commission accomplishes that. So if a host or a guest attends your party, don't think they're not watching what it takes to do what you do. Easier setup makes it more attractive when a business looks simple. I believe the Blend Bash will result in a better party for sponsoring. When you make what you do look easy, you'll find more people interested. Even consider setting up the Blend Bash once guests are actually there. Showcase how quick and easy our setup is. So if you haven't held Blend Bash parties so far, how do you get started? And if you have, you may want to follow this process as well. I would even recommend on a regular basis so you have new people to invite to a monthly Blend Bash that you might decide to host in your own home. So the easy way to get started, if you've not done Blend Bashes before, is to host your own and do everything you expect your host to do and book 2 more Blend Bashes from it and you're in business. So let's review the steps. Step 1, you choose your party date, obviously, and your theme, and you set up your Blend Bash party in ZebraNet. The second, of course, is to send out your evites, follow up with a personal connection to pre-sell those bash boxes, and we're going to recommend that you create a 1 to 1.5 minute video to showcase the bash box. The third step, of course, guests start receiving their bash boxes, and your goal is always 10 before that day 7, before the party. And the last one, of course, is to get your sprinkle on, have the party, and book 2 more parties, and your momentum has begun. So you have your party date selected. Now we're going to cover the process of actually entering the Blend Bash party. But there are 2 resources that you can review later. One is a video, and the other is a PDF document that you can print. There's also a video on how to set the Blend Bash up if you've not seen it done before. So we'll take you through the process of actually entering a Blend Bash party, which begins at the shopping tab in your back office, or ZebraNet as we refer to it. Oh, wow, this is actually happening right in front of us. That's awesome. So this is kind of showing you the actual screen where you're creating a host, or you're going to select a host that's previously been in the system. So Erica is running through this process for you so you can see what's happening. Selecting Blend Bash, of course, as the party. Putting in the party date. It's at least 2 weeks in the US and 3 weeks in Canada. Setting up the party time. And there you can put in any comments that you choose and obviously put in the shipping address. Make sure you double check that information, and now you've got your Blend Bash order set up. The next part of it, she's actually taken you through the host or creating the new host that we just stepped through, showing the Blend Bash itself as the party date or the party type. So this is really showing you the screens in particular. You select the Setup Blend Bash order when you have that done. You're able to select your Blend Bash party themed box. So you've got your choices there. And remember, Blend Bash events is for events only. So make sure you don't select that. And then the actual Blend Bash order itself. You can edit your themed Blend Bash box. There is no credit, such as credit balances, or that can be applied to the Blend Bash order itself. And then click Next. Now here, you do not process payment. Party cash cannot be applied to your Blend Bash order. And then 7 days prior to the party date, as we talked about before, customer service is going to discount your Blend Bash amount due depending on the quantity of bash boxes that were pre-ordered. So if all 10 are pre-ordered, payment due will be 0. If all 10 bash boxes did not pre-sell, as we indicated earlier, the company is going to ship you 3 blending bags for each bash box not pre-ordered, and it will be included in your Blend Bash. They can be sold at the party with 3 bags for $27. So the second step takes you through sending out the evites, and then you're going to be working on actually pre-selling the bash boxes. When your guests use the party link, they can order their bash box and they'll be prompted to purchase that simmer pot for just $20 with that $8 savings we talked about earlier if they choose. And they're getting free shipping on the entire order in the US only. So now to do your party invites, you're going to click Send Party Invites. You're going to select your party for the theme related to the party theme you selected for your Blend Bash. You can view the party sample invite by just clicking on View Sample. And once you've selected your party, click Save. Share your virtual party URL that you can see in the bottom part of the screen. You can send it to your guests, your friends and family, of course, and you can enter their name and email addresses in here and it will send it out, or you can actually copy that URL and send that separately. All invites sent will generate at the bottom under that Share Party URL. The third step, guests obviously start receiving their bash boxes, which includes the samples and the Go cards. And be sure to remind guests to bring their party supplies box to the party before it all happens. Now the party happens. Your goal beyond creating sales is booking at least 2 parties to get your calendar moving and looking for others that may want to join your team. Make the party look simple, have fun, and certainly share. So let's talk why two bookings matter at every party you do, especially at your launch since you're trying to gain some momentum with Blend Bashes in particular. So when you book 2 parties at every party you do, let's take an example of, let's say you only book a party, 1 party from every party that you do. So in weeks 1 and 2, you've got 4 parties on your calendar. 1 of those 4 cancels. Now you've got 3 parties left on your calendar and you book 1 at each party that you do. So you've got 3 parties. Then if you look at the next week, you have 3, 1 cancels. Now you've only got 2 left. So you've got 2 parties going. The next week, those 2 parties, 1 cancels. Basically, at the bottom end of 5 weeks, you have no parties booked when you've only booked 1 at each party that you do. By booking 2, look at the difference in the bottom half. I booked 2 parties. I've got 1 cancellation out of those 4. My first week, I've got 4 booked, and I get 1 cancellation. So I've got 3 parties left on my calendar. So now that I've booked 2 at each of those 3, now I've got 6. So I go into that next week with 6, 1 cancels. Now I've got 5, so that leaves me still with 10. I'm not going to go through each step, but you'll see at the end of that period, by booking 2 at every party that you do, you end up with 26 parties. So there is a massive difference when you are booking parties, get 2 bookings at every party that you do compared to just getting 1. So we want that to want you to create intention and focus around booking 2 parties at every party. So now you might be struggling with what to say to your guests. I know these are probably your friends because this is for your party that you're scheduling, or past customers that maybe have never been to a Blend Bash before, and you may already know how to get them there. But if not, here's a sample script that you can use. So I might call you up and I might say, "Hi, Ann, I'm having some friends over for a DIY blending party on, August 28th, and I would love for you to be there. Do you fragrance your home now?" So someone's going to say yes. Of course, most people do. Great. I've got a new way for you to do that, and that you are going to absolutely love. So can I send you a quick video so you can see the supply kit that you're going to want to buy before the party? Great. It's only $28, and of course, that's in the US, $32.50 in Canada, with free shipping, and it comes with samples and bags that you're going to fill at the party. And I've only got 10 spots available for those that want to blend that night. So text me right back after you view it. Is that okay with you? So you need to come up with your script, your words, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, but make sure that you are doing something similar to this consistently. And then as you book other Blend Bashes from your party, provide those future hosts with a similar script. So we really want to talk about that you're struggling. Let's look back at the process itself. And if you happen to be struggling in your mind with pre-selling the bash boxes, because most of you, if you've not done it before, this is the part that probably scares you a little bit. But I don't want you to be intimidated by this, because those that are doing it, it is working well and we're getting results. So you've already set the stage with the script. You're using the host planning guide so your guest list is in front of you. Now you start making your connection calls. Again, if you're working on your party, we're talking about you specifically, but this then happens in your host coaching as well. You send out that short Bashbox video and you follow up and ask if they're in so you can write their names in at that table of 10 in your host planning guide. As I said earlier, do what you expect your future hosts to do. It will be so much easier to coach them if you have followed the process yourself. The thing about pre-selling Bashboxes is it's going to get your guests there, which is a great thing when taking the time to plan and host a party. This is so much easier than the old party way where you invited 50 guests and you hoped that 10 would show up. And most of the time, some of those 10 canceled an hour before the party. That is a thing of the past because Bashbox came on the scene. And you have to share that with your future hosts with complete confidence that this is going to work. So the Blend Bash party of yours is over, and now you're ready to book more. This is where the surveys that you did in this previous section pay off as we give you this next assignment. Reconnect with those that you surveyed to share the results and offer the chance to book a Blend Bash of their own. It's exactly what the survey results told us. Pull out your contact list and start making your connections. We suggest emailing the results first and indicate that you'll do a follow-up call in the next few days, or you can just make the call, talk about the results, and then ask how they would feel about trying one of these new parties. You can include a link directly to the host section on your website in your email so they can learn more. Those shared survey results are available to you in this section in the Academy. So just go to the host section of your personal website and copy that link. You'll then insert it into the body of your email that your recipient can click on to take them to the hosting a party area so they can see the video and other great information about hosting a Blend Bash. As you book more parties, this is where you going through the process is going to help when you begin host coaching your booked hosts. Use the Blend Bash host coaching checklist, again available in your back office and certainly in the Academy, to help you with the process and stay connected to your host. If you feel like your host coaching needs a little work, this is a perfect tool to keep you consistent with what you say and keeps you connected. You've probably heard me share before that a survey was done by the DSA with customers hosting parties was that the thing that they liked the least was that their consultant, not just Pink Zebra, but all across the board, did not connect with them enough when they were in their pre-party stage. The more comfortable they become with you, the more confident they will feel inviting their guests to meet you and experience you and your company. So part of the success that consultants that are doing Blend Bashes regularly is happening because of a simple Bashbox video that they are creating. They're to share with their hosts that they can then share with their friends. There is a sample video done by Shannon Stewart, our #1 Blend Bash seller, in this section that you can review. We're challenging you to create your own Bashbox video now. It should be no longer than 1 to 1.5 minutes. So think about what to share. This is the guest ticket to a spot at the blending table. They can take their new fragrances home with them from the party that they've personally blended, what's included in the Bashbox itself, and there's a great price and a Simmer Pot special that they're going to be offered when they go in to order their Bashbox. So consider doing one more thing. Set up a Facebook event once your date is set. Invite those that said yes. This is not intended to be a blast to invite everybody in the world. This is when you've got those committed guests. Go live and share your excitement about your host party, or if you're going to do it for your own as well, you can. The deadline for ordering the Bashboxes and any other personal message that you want to share. This is your chance to create a more personal invite, share your excitement about them getting their Bashbox, and how much fun they're going to have with friends blending and creating their own personal fragrances at the party. Look at the statistics that are shown in the arrow. 80% online videos will account for more than 80% of all consumer internet traffic by the year 2020. It's probably there already. Over 8 billion videos or 100 million hours of videos are watched on Facebook every day. More than 500 million hours of videos are watched on YouTube every day. So we know videos work. Give it a shot. So now just to recap, this section's assignments. Assignment number 6 is to take the compelling reason to book quiz, which you'll see after you complete this section. Assignment number 7 is to reconnect with those surveyed customers from the previous section that you did to share survey results and also ask about their interest in booking a Blend Bash. And assignment number 8 is to create your Bash Box video to share with future Blend Bash hosts. So that brings us to the end of section 3. Remember your hashtag. I'm a Bash camper. I am, I can, I will, I do, and I did.